Hello again everybody, and welcome back again to more of Outlaw Golf. And last time we took care of the last event, the 5th event at El Diablo Country Club. And yeah, I think I lost a little bit of video there, but I think we saw it in the last, I think last time we saw it, so yeah, nothing to worry about there. And I checked to make sure we didn't upgrade anything, and I actually remembered where it was. It was the Boilermaker wedge, which, since we have the Python wedge, the Boilermaker wedge is actually completely useless. Or was it the Potter? If it was either way, it would have been useless. I think it was the Potter though, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, today we will not be doing character intros, and if you cannot see, if you don't see in the title already, this is going to be one of my first 3-part videos in a really long time. Hello. Because we are going against several different characters today. Well, yeah, we're going against, 3 characters, which we've all seen before, so nothing to worry about there. Yeah, so this one's going to be quite long actually, and I almost got my golf ball hit by that semi-truck, which would have been really embarrassing. Yeah. And it's funny because I actually recorded the first 2 parts, and the 3rd part managed to not go through, which is funny because I recorded all 3 of them in the same session. The first 2 went through just fine, the 3rd one didn't though, and that one was actually short, and that one's actually the shortest one. So yeah, I was not very happy about that, I'll just put it that way, and so therefore, yeah, I just, took a day off and just basically,
second shot.
Just uploaded the next episode, which would be the, well, I didn't do that I didn't do that today, I did that yesterday, so, yeah, I just pretty much took the day off to just kind of do whatever I wanted. And to calm down a little bit, so I felt it was very necessary. And he hit, and if you didn't see right there, he actually hit the signs, as you could see, like about 30 yards short of the hole. Or, yeah, of the hole. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why you don't ever want to hit those. And you don't want to ever be next 20 either, because then you have to kind of, then you have to drop the, then, you have to be forced to drop somewhere, because it's technically considered unplayable, and if you just press cancel, most likely you won't even be able to aim in the direction of the hole, which is really stupid. So yeah, you kind of almost have to take a drop, and then it's still like a one-shot penalty in a sense.
Third shot.
It would be like the same as if you landed at the hazard or something, Like if that was your second shot, that hit that, yeah, that would, and if you just cancel, and if you just dropped it somewhere where you could hit it, it'd be your 4th shot. Yeah, so, like I said, do not end up next to those signs. Whatever you can do to stay away from them, do so.
El Suave is trying for a crack at a birdie.
Well, that's actually funny. This video actually ended up exactly 16 minutes even.
Harley has this putt to salvage
a
par.
Well, yeah, I'll probably stop the commentary just to make it exactly 16 minutes. I don't know.
To settle for
and I thought this was hilarious that Doc Diggler made bogey on the first hole. And actually, to talk about my frustration a little bit, I'm actually quite glad that the 3rd part didn't really make it, because I was not very happy with where the direction of that was going. Like I don't know if I did in these first 2 episodes either, but I was getting really frustrated to the point where I just stopped giving a damn about my shots.
Killer Miller.
Yeah, in fact, let's see, I'm trying to think of what hole it was. Oh yeah, it was the 17th hole, yeah. I got really frustrated with that. I mean, like I said, I was really frustrated because the funny part was I was still winning. I was winning by 3 shots. I think by the end of the 2nd part, and I totally got owned. I mean, I didn't end up losing. I still won, but it was only by like 1 stroke. I just totally couldn't hit a good shot to save my life, and like the 17th hole, I was so frustrated, you know, I was kind of like F this hole or whatever like that, and because I severely hooked the ball like almost 30 yards to the left, and and you know, like I said, as my second shot, I kind of, you know, reacted by, you know, saying F this hole, and then, you know, when I took that shot, I ended up like 2 feet from the hole, which was hilarious, because like, apparently I play golf better when I'm PO'd than, you know, than when I actually hit it, when I actually do it right, you know, when I actually try to do it right. And that was kind of an interesting camera angle right there, which is nice, but,
Harley is
I kind of like the way that went anyway. And yeah, there's going to be some video skips here. Probably, I'm trying to think of how much time it would be. I think it was overall like maybe, I want to say maybe 10 or 20 seconds maybe, but, so yeah, you'll see the occasional skip, but I don't think it'll be anything that big, so it won't be a big deal.
Doc Diggler is putting for
but something I do want to talk about for these last 10 minutes, something I actually remembered to talk about, and it's a very important issue in my opinion, and probably many others who, you know, care, you know, about such, you know, who've probably had somebody who practices this habit and has had somebody, you know, pay the consequences for it, and that is texting while driving. This is, like I said, this is a very important issue, because I used to have a friend who used to do that all the time, and I said one day, you know, she's going to get into an accident because she's texting and driving. I mean, in fact, she was getting on Facebook and driving at the same time. I mean, like, you know, she was doing this stupid cliche thing of, you know, I mean, I think really what was going on in her mind is that she was saying that, oh, you know, that won't happen to me because I look up the road every few seconds, you know, and it doesn't matter. I really don't think it matters in the slightest, because, I mean, look at all these girls who were, let's say, 20-ish, 21 in that area. You know, these girls that have been dying, I mean, I haven't really heard of any recent stories, but I'm sure it happens almost on a daily basis somewhere. You know, that's what they said too, is that, oh yeah, I do, you know, they say the same things. Oh, that's not going to happen to me because, you know, I pay attention to the road and all this stuff, you know. And just it's going to be one time that you fuck up, that you're going to end up dead, or you're going to end up in a severe accident, you know, because of, you know, texting and driving. Some people have either been dead, completely disfigured, like they don't even look like human beings anymore. They kind of look alien almost, you know, or they, or they pretty much get their license taken away for a long time, or, you know, they kill somebody else, you know, and then they go to jail for manslaughter. I mean, there's, you know, I think that texting while driving is the most pathetic reason. It's so pathetic, like. Like, for some of these girls who believe that nothing will happen to them, and then they end up getting into accidents, I don't feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the people who have to, you know, who have to get into these accidents because of these idiotic habits, you know, these idiotic behavior, this idiotic behavior of texting while driving. You know, somebody who becomes a victim because of that reason, you know. And I'm not talking about victims being the, you know, the texting, you know, they distract the drivers. I'm talking about the ones, you know, who are, you know, driving, you know, as they should be, and they end up getting into a situation with the, you know, with the distracted driver to where they can't get out of it, and then they end up in the accident, and they walk away either dead, you know, severely injured, or, you know, completely scarred for life, you know, or anything like that, you know. I think, if anything, when somebody says that, oh, nothing's gonna happen to me, you know, I think that's the most selfish thing to even really think about. I think that's the most selfish thing to say when it comes to that matter. You know, it's like, well, okay, fine. You know, fine, let's say that nothing will happen to you. What about the other driver? What if you fuck up on the road, you know, and you kill somebody else, you know? You know, and then, you know, how do you feel then, you know, really?
Way to go.
And I don't know. I really think it's, I I don't even text while I drive. I mean, in fact, I don't even look at. I rarely ever even look at my phone while I'm doing it. And if I catch myself looking at my phone, I just flip it over to where I kind of, you know, take out the curiosity and knowing if I got a text or not. You know, and even if I did, you know, even if I did text while driving, even if I did get a text, you know, which mine would be just a bleep, you know, or like that, you know, I would just, you know, I'll be like, okay, I got a text, you know, not worry about it anymore, you know, get back to focusing on the road, you know,
Harley is playing.
Speaking of the devil, I got a text. Well, not really, but it's a Facebook notification. That's kind of funny. I'm talking about texting while driving, and then all of a sudden I get this, you know, Facebook notification in the form of a text. I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that though.
This brake runs right to left ever so slightly on this putt.
Like for example, a good example is just the other day my dad texted me while I was driving to say, you know, to ask me to go get more stuff because I was going to Walmart and all that, and well, actually I wasn't going to Walmart. Okay, I admit it, I did go to Walmart. No, but I went a few other places too. But either way, you know, I said, actually, I was gonna pick up my W-2 form at, you know, my former job, and that's what it was. And you know, he texted me. You know, I was like, okay, you know, I got a text, you know, whatever, you know, and I waited till I got, you know, to where my destination, you know, at my, you know, my former job was at, and. You know, and then I text, and then, you know, I, you know, shut everything off, you know, whatever like that, and then I texted him back, you know. You know, I didn't do it while driving it. You know, as they say, you know, I mean, I hate to be cliche about it, but, you know, text can wait, and that is absolutely true. They can wait. If people have a problem with waiting, then they can take a dick and shove it. Seriously, I mean, I'll be really straightforward with it. They can take a, you know, they can take an you know, I can get completely inappropriate with, you know, well, okay, fine, well, you know, they can take the Empire State Building and shove it, like, seriously, you know, rather down their throat, up their ass, you know, it doesn't really matter. Basically anything, anywhere that, anywhere in the body that has a hole in it, you know. But anyway, you know, I really think it's really pathetic. I mean, like, it even really it really just bothers me in general, just to even think about people who text while driving, without considering the consequences for themselves or anybody else, especially anybody else, really, because really, I mean, I guess, you know, driving can be sort of a selfish thing, you know, somewhat, you know, because you have to pay attention to what you're doing. But it's, you know, it's also said that, you know, you're supposed to pay attention to what everybody else is doing as well. Probably more than what you're doing, but probably more exactly, probably more precisely, you know, the same amount of attention as you're putting into your own driving. But I don't know. I just think that really there's no point in texting while driving, and I will encourage that. In fact, I will encourage that to the day I die. I mean, like, really. You know, it kind of seems like a somewhat underlying issue because, like, of, you know, national security and Obama and politics, you know, and all this stuff. But I actually would think that texting while driving, like that kind of stuff, that you know, things like that, I think are somewhat, I mean, I think they're somewhat more important to politics, in my opinion, than politics, in my opinion. You know, politics, you know, I mean, I know national security, you know, I mean, I know it's a whole national issue, you know, as, you know, texting while driving isn't as much, you know, but because of how blown up politics are and how argumentative, I don't know. Basically, the fact that people are always constantly arguing and fighting over politics, kind of gives me the belief that, you know, that maybe politics are not so important after all. Let them fight about it, you know. I kind of want to exclude myself from such matters because of, you know, not being able to, you know, even debate it, you know, without going at each other's throats about their beliefs and stuff. But, you know,
has this putt for the
I still think that, you know, that I think anybody who believes in texting while driving, I think eventually they will pay for the consequences eventually, unless they stop it as soon as, you know, possible. So, but yeah, we're getting kind of close to the end of the first 6 holes here, and so yeah, and this will be everything for this part, and I will see you guys for the next 6 holes. Bye bye.